Hello my lovelies, my name is Mickey Dragon and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's nice to have you here. Sorry this is a bit late, there were complications with this game. But I'm excited to finally be getting out. Today we are going to be playing a game called Curtain Call. Figured adding some theatricality to this game would be fun. Let's get into it. Ooh, look at that. Now that we can see that detail, I'm going to move down because I think there's going to be important stuff up here. Beep, 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 beep. You should probably get up. You know you've got classes today. Wake up. You reluctantly pull down the covers and stretch. You had a late night unpacking the last of your boxes into your new college dorm, so you're still pretty groggy. When you finally look at the time, it's definitely later than you thought it was. You don't know if you have enough time for breakfast or if you should just run to your first class. We eat in this household. Breakfast. You decide to grab what's probably a stale donut from the small welcoming celebration you threw yourselves last night and head out the door. I love the color scheme. It's like my color scheme. You just barely make it to class on time. Since you're cutting it so close, you decide to sneak through the classroom's back door and pick a seat in the back. Just your luck, it seems the professor started class early, lecturing with her back to the class. You make your way to the first open seat in the back row and tune into the lecture while unpacking your bag. And so we're going to delve into personal personas today. The term was coined by the analytical psychologist Jung in order to represent individuals who uphold a social face to hide their true nature. Throughout our lives, we will adopt many of these personas. For instance, someone who might act very outgoing and confident in order to hide a quiet and insecure nature. Think of it as a mask someone wears, worn when faced with people they don't feel comfortable with and taken off with trusted individuals. While it may seem as though the use of these masks is deceitful, the reluctance to present our true selves is not malicious in any way. In fact, these personas are largely born out of what we think the people around us would approve of. As social creatures, we will always try our best to avoid rejection, so these masks are a defense mechanism to prevent rejection from the group. However, these defenses will crack in the face of someone the individual trusts with their true self. The professor presentation seems to pick up speed, forcing you to focus solely on writing your notes for the rest of class. And that's that. So, if anyone has any questions, come see me during office hours, because that's all the time we have left for today. See you all tomorrow. Students immediately start chattering as they pack their bags and head out of the lecture hall. You jot down the last few bullet points you need, and you look up from your notebook. She's pretty. Only to look to your left and come face to face with a buff woman wearing some type of steampunk gas mask. What? You can't help but stare, and as if she heard your thoughts, she looks up from packing her messenger bag. What are you looking at? Why are you wearing a gas mask? Okay, you're definitely high. She scoffs as she packs her bag, stomping past your seat and out the door. Now that she's gone, you notice it's not only her, but everyone around you. You take a second to simply look around. Some masks are colorful and loud, while others are simply blank. Miss Professor, is that you? That looks like the outfit I wore to work this week, actually. In your stupor, you fail to notice the professor approaching you. You're the transfer student, right? I've got a little thing I'd like you to fill out. I ask all my students. It's just a way for me to get to know you. When you actually look at the professor, she now has a mask covering her face, too. To avoid staring, you immediately turn your attention to the paper she slipped onto your desk. What's your name?
My name is Rich.
Well, my major. Well, I was a theater major when I went to college. I'm an art major. You hand the paper back to her. Thank you. I saw your interaction with that girl. Is everything alright? So this is going to sound crazy. Oh, I promise you, I've heard crazier. Well, I'm seeing people with masks on their face now. That's not as weird as you might think, actually. I've known a few people over the years who have been able to see masks. It seems as though people who know about personas and understand them in a particular way manifest the concept into physical masks. Who knew? We definitely need to talk more, but I have another class in a few minutes, and you probably do too. Come talk to me tomorrow. I can steer you in the right direction and answer any questions you might have. We can meet in my office. With that, she heads back to the front of the lecture hall to pack up her bag and leave. You're now the only person left in the lecture hall. You decide to finally head out to your next class. Someone rushes past you, shoulder checking you and knocking your books out of your hands. Oh, he cute. Oh, he cute. Shoot, sorry, that's totally my bad. Here, let me help. Thanks. No worries. What's the rush? Oh, just trying to make it to office hours. I got a super busy week coming up, so... Well, I guess technically every week is busy, but that's just how it is, right? I guess. Anyways, I should get going. Again, I'm really sorry for bumping into you. Maybe you can make it up to me. Okay, what do you have in mind? How about you get me something from the coffee shop? Sure thing. I'm over there all the time anyways. So, coffee one of these nights sound good? Sure. Cool. See you then. Wait. What's your name? Oh, I'm Arjun. And you are? I'm Mickey. Nice to meet you, Mickey. Anyways, I've really got to get going now. Bye. See you around. I really like the music in this game. It's very nice. You step into the classroom of your last lecture for the day. After your encounter with Arjun, you wound up running a little late. So by the time you get there, there's only one seat left near the back of the hall. You and the gas mask girl from earlier spot each other at the same time. Not you again. Nice to see you too. She rolls her eyes and directs her gaze away from you. The class starts moments later and you find yourself zoning out to the sound of your professor's voice. Glance at the girl. You glance back over at the gas mask girl who's twirling a pen between her fingers. You realize you're staring a second too late as she turns her head and notices you. She flips you off under the table. Wink at her. Got you. You hear a barely audible scoff as she turns away. Later, as you begin to doze off, you feel someone nudge your shoulder. It's the gas mask girl again. Hey, doofus, you might want to pay attention to class. What, like you are? Believe it or not, I actually know all this shit. Seriously though, I think Professor E's gonna have an aneurysm if they see you sleeping. I heard they threw a stapler at a kid last year. Why do you care? I also heard their aim wasn't that great, and they nearly conked the kid sitting next to their actual target. Yeah, not fun for me if the stapler comes flying this way, because you can't be bothered to keep your head up. Girl turns back to the front of the room, seemingly content to leave the conversation at that. Lecture. You turn back to the front as well, doing your best to focus in back on the lecture despite your professor's monotone drone of a voice. You end up staring at the clock for basically the rest of class until finally the professor starts going over the homework. The girl's voice interrupts you as you're packing your stuff. Hey. Shh, I'm trying to catch what the homework is. Just check the syllabus. I guess you're right. I'm always right. Anyways, what I was going to say was, you're a little weird, but you seem alright. She extends a hand for you to shake. I'm Jody. Sorry for earlier, but in my defense, you were being weird. I'm Mickey. Nice to meet you. Would you be down to hang out sometime? You beat me to it. Yeah, you seem cool enough, I guess. I know a good spot. Hit me up sometime. Whatever you do, though, do not message me before 7 p.m. Why? Darker it is, the less I have to see your ugly mug. Damn, harsh. Get used to it. No, I don't think I will. She gives you her number and packs her bag to leave. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got places to be. Jody leaves the room, leaving you to pack up the rest of your things and head back to your dorm. I'm really not into the mean lesbian type. I don't want my partner to be mean to me, but we will go on the first date. And then we'll leave it at that, because no. You finally get back to your dorm after a long first day. Unfortunately, you already have a ton of homework. You're studying at your desk when someone knocks on the door. You go to the door and open it. Hi! Hi, are you a neighbor? Gee, I wish. It'd be so much more convenient to not have to commute. But anyways, I'm Billy. My friend lives just down the hall. They hold out their hand for you to shake. You reach out and shake their hand. They give you a wide smile. And you are? I'm Mickey. Nice to meet you. You too. Thanks. I just wanted to come introduce myself. I haven't seen you around before, and I'm around here visiting my friend a lot, so... Yeah, I just moved here. Oh, cool. How are you liking it so far? It's okay, but I miss my friends. Oh yeah, I get that. Hopefully you'll be able to make some more, though. You already got one. If you know what I mean. Billy semi-awkwardly points a thumb towards themselves, giving you a small smile. That's a relief. They bow dramatically with a flourish of their hand. I am at your friendly service. But seriously, if you're looking for someone to hang out with, I could show you around the mall sometime. Are you asking me out? I guess that depends on what your answer is. I'd love to. Awesome, we can figure out the exact details some other time, but I guess I'll see you at the mall. Looking forward to it. Cool, cool. Okay, bye. Bye. Aw, they're cute. And with that, you're finally alone in your dorm. So much has happened today. It's hard to process any of it. You decide that everything might make more sense after meeting with the psych professor tomorrow. But first, you definitely need some sleep. Wow, I've never felt more rested in my life. That was so quick. You wake up refreshed, a bit more settled with a sudden shift to your reality. You're not sure if you want to meet with your psych professor in order to get the full picture, or if you're ready to hang out with people you've met. Skip the tutorial. We'll meet with the professor. Hello, professor. Can I date you? When you walk in her office, the professor is leaning against her desk, reading through a textbook. She looks up when the door clicks shut. I've been wondering when you were going to stop by. Take a seat. We've got a lot to talk about. First of all, since you're new here, you're probably going to need a map. So here you go. She hands you a map of the city. You might as well get right to it, so why don't I start? You can visit any of the locations at any time and do a number of random fun things. But you can see where your friends are by looking for their masks on top of each location. Once you click on a location with a mask, you'll be brought to their character menu. I was right! Here you can interact with one of the people. By clicking the date button, the person will take you on a date at that specific location. Some dates will be available during the day, the night, or both. In order to go on a date with a person, they need to trust you enough to open up. When someone trusts you enough, their mask will crack to the point where you can no longer see it, leaving only the person's true face visible. By clicking the Let's Talk button, you can talk to the person and gain trust. To gain trust, interact with the person in a way they would enjoy, or choose the let's talk option and engage them in conversations. The trust meter increases every time you gain trust and decreases every time you lose trust. When you gain trust, a blue star will appear by the person you're interacting with. When the trust meter is full, you'll be able to go on another date with the person. Performing any action with the person will take up time. The clock at the top of the screen lets you know what time of day it is, and as well as how much time is left during the current period. Days are divided into day periods and night periods. Each period contains 2 time slots. One let's talk will cost 1 time slot, taking up half a day or night. And lastly, one date will cost 2 time slots, taking up a full day or night. If you let's talk with a person twice or go on a date once, the day or night will end, bringing you to the next night or day, respectively. Any questions? No? Alrighty, if you ever have any more questions for me, don't hesitate to ask. She pauses and checks the clock on the door. Oh, look at the time. It looks like we ended up spending a bit more time getting you situated than I thought. I'll just say a few final things and I'll let you get out of your way. You should be able to find me in my office seen on the map, and visiting me will take up a time period, but feel free to stop by whenever you like. I can answer questions about the masks and how to interact with people. Good luck cracking masks! But most importantly, don't forget to have fun. But what if I want to date you? Let's get her out of the way. That way I can focus on the other two, because I'm really not interested in people being mean to me. So we'll give her a chance, but I highly doubt that I'm gonna want to be with her. And maybe, I guess that's the whole point. But like, the mask is like clouding your vision of what she really is like as a person. But no. Alright, let's date. Jody asks you to meet her in the evening around 9 p.m. You walk outside of your building. It's cold enough you find yourself grateful for the hoodie you tossed on before leaving. You spot Jody leaned up against the side of a building. She barely spares you a glance when you approach, simply nods her head and starts walking. Okay. She leads you to the side of the entrance of somewhat dilapidated... We're trespassing now? On one of the main walkways of your campus. You follow her up to the roof in silence, the echoing of your shoes up the dark stairwell, the only sound between you. When you make it up to the roof, the stars illuminate the night sky above you. Stargazing? Jody spins around and finally acknowledges your presence. Gotta say, I'm surprised you came. Aren't you the one who invited me? That doesn't mean anything. Do you think people are obligated to go to anything they're invited to? I mean, kinda. This is different. We're hanging out. She snorts. Yeah, okay. What? She walks towards the edge of the roof where you notice an orange bucket sitting on the ground. As you approach, you see it's filled with water balloons. Oh no. Jody sits down next to the bucket, her legs hanging off the edge of the roof. Sit next to her. So what's up with you? Small talk? Really? I knew I liked you. Alright, so what's the real reason? So the real reason we're here. Jody peers over the edge, looking down at the sidewalk below. There aren't many people still wandering around campus this late at night. You see a few students passing by. Not a bad turnout. We're throwing balloons at them. Wow, look at you. Jody reaches over and plucks a water balloon from the bucket, tossing it from one hand to the other as she continues looking down at the people walking down by below. You've got good guessing skills. That's me. Sure, why not? Surprised. Really? Yeah, seems fun. She stares at you for a few moments, and you shift uncomfortably under the weight of her gaze. Finally, she turns away. Okay. What? Hold on. I agreed to her idea, and I lost trust with her? I'm getting so many mixed signals. She spots a suitable target. Ha! Gotcha. See who it is. You look over the edge and see who she's looking at. A group of frat boys laughing and playfully shoving each other. Jody stands up, water balloon in hand, and holds it over the edge. A grin creeps over her face as she waits for the perfect moment. Then she drops it. You hear a splash billowing as the frat boys yell in shock. Almost sounds like glee. You peer over the side of the roof. Jody does the same, and one of them got hit directly, and the others are pointing and laughing at them. They don't even care. Frat boys are assholes if they're enjoying that so much. Before you can interrupt, Jody grabs another balloon and chucks it down at the group. It splashes on the ground in the middle of them, and they continue whooping and shouting as they look up at the roof where the two of you are watching them. Don't hide. You stand with Jody. He keeps looking over the edge. She yells down at them. You hear them return unintelligible drunken shouts before they keep walking. Jody turns back to you. Well, at the very least, I nailed one in the head and the rest of them in the socks. Pretty solid amount of unpleasantry. And the point was those guys probably deserved it. Besides, they enjoyed it. No harm done, right? Sure. Now who's next? You want to do the honors on this one? Sure. Have at it. She looks back to the roof and a large scattered potential targets. Who are you thinking? The businessman. Solid choice. Probably would have gone with that one too. You throw the balloon. It sails through the air and strikes true, hitting the businessman in the chest as he marches by. Oof, that's gotta hurt. Nice shot. The businessman looks at the roof. Hide. You back away from the edge of the rooftop so he can't see you. Jody stays at the edge. He shouts angrily at her, and she, with a big grin on her face, simply flips him off. Yeah, keep yapping. The businessman tosses out another curse at Jody before storming off. The guys seem pretty angry. I guess this is just a big test that I have to prove I'm so confused. He'll get over it. Besides, there's no way he's going to a meeting right now. No harm, no foul, right? Alright, let's do one more, shall we? Jody leans over and grabs another water balloon out of the bucket. She begins scoping out the sidewalk below once more. The streets have cleared up considerably since the last crowd passed through, but eventually a few more people start to approach. She spots a suitable target, casting a curious glance towards you before motioning down to the street. What do you think? You follow Jody's motion and see a girl slowly trudging the sidewalk, the hood of her sweater pulled over her head, her hands shoved in the pockets, shoulders slumped with the weight of her backpack. She looks kind of down. What, scared? It's like cooking a puppy. Look at her. You don't know, maybe it'll cheer her up. I highly doubt that. Jody raises an eyebrow and steps closer to the ledge, holding the balloon over the edge. You see the girl about to walk right under where Jody's holding the balloon. Jody looks to you. You reach over and grab Jody's arm, pulling it back over the ledge, but the aggressive motion startles Jody, and the balloon falls from her grasp. Jody hurries to look over the edge. You take a look for yourself. The balloon seems to splash harmlessly behind the girl who's already walking away from the scene. Jody seems relieved. Close. You shouldn't have done that. What would you have done if it had actually hit her? It didn't, though. Only because I stopped you. Huh, sure. Let's say that's how it happened. What's your version of the events, then? You really thought I was going to drop the balloon on that girl? Well, yeah. In that case, well done, hero. You saved the day. Demi dusts off her hands and grabs the bucket, still containing few balloons. She starts walking away, but stops short of the stairs. She looks back at you. See you around, Mickey. No. No, Jody. No, thank you. Let's go talk to Billy. Okay. You arrive at the mall. You're looking around for Billy when you spot them, already walking towards you, waving with a big smile on their face. Hey, Mickey, good to see you. You're cheery. That's just how I am. Shall we? They gesture further into the maze of stores, start leading the way. So, how was your day so far? Pretty good. Damn, that makes my goal of being the highlight of your day a little harder. I think I can manage, though, because today I'm going to take you on a grand tour. We're going to get you up to speed on all the best, most grandiose places to visit here in the mall. Billy starts leading you around the mall, pointing out stores that you're familiar with from the mall in your hometown as they go. So you got the classic Gape, Never 21, hit topic for your kids' clothes, fashionista clothes, and nerdy clothes. Star dollars! Then you got the food places, Star Dollars, there's vending machines over that way, and of course, the best shop snack, mall pretzels. Keep following. They point out several other landmarks as they continue walking through the mall. The real highlight, however, there it is. Billy spots their destination, takes her hand, dragging you gently towards a store called the Quarter Tree. I love that. This should be exciting. I'm so glad to hear you say that. Trust me, this is going to be awesome. I'm starting us off real strong here. You're led into the brightly lit store. Rows and rows of random items, trinkets, and snacks lie before you. Now, close your eyes. Now, pick a number between 1 and 3, and choose wisely. What if I pick a number outside that range? Then you're terrible at following rules, which is the right spirit, but the wrong timing. 2. Number 2, you got it. You feel Billy gently grab your shoulders from behind and start leading you through the store. Walk silently. Soon, you're brought to an abrupt stop, and you feel Billy walking around in front of you. And open! When you open your eyes, you're standing in front of the aisle of stuffed animals and other plushies. Billy slowly starts walking through the aisle, looking up and down the shelves of toys. They're pretty cute, right? Yeah! Of course, if you said no, I would not be responsible for my actions. What were you gonna do? Do you think there's anyone in the world that doesn't like stuffed animals? I mean, probably. Man, what kind of life do those people live? Like, come on, look at this guy. They reach over and pluck a small stuffed squirrel off of one of the shelves. This is the most precious thing I've ever seen. Are squirrels your favorite animal? Maybe. Probably couldn't pick just one. There's too many to choose from. Shall we go on? Sure. Billy places the squirrel back on the shelf and prepares to lead you along. Alright, next up, another number. Oh, and close eyes. 3. You close your eyes and Billy once again guides you from behind. You open your eyes and you're in an aisle of toys, water guns, hula hoops, jump ropes, and more. Ta-da! What do you think? I assume you have some kind of plan. No plan, just ideas. They gesture to the hula hoops and jump ropes. Which one? Hula hoops. Alrighty. They grab 2 and pass you one. So you might be wondering what we're going to do with these toys. Just a little. Well, I thought we could have a little contest. We start at the same time, and whoever slips up first has to tell the other person a fun fact about themselves. Why don't we just say fun facts anyway? It's less boring this way. Okay, ready, set, go! You and Billy each start whirling your hips, the hula hoops spinning around your waists. Don't sabotage. You focus on your own hula hooping and do your best to tune out their surroundings. The contest proceeds for several minutes until finally Billy loses rhythm and drops her hula hoop. No! Man, I can't believe I lost a contest I proposed. Well, deal's a deal. A fun fact about me. I guess one thing I do is doodle a ton. They lift up a foot and point to the rubber sides of their shoe, which is covered in little doodles. That's cute. Thanks, I think so too. Plus, it keeps my idle hands busy when I'm bored. Anyways, good game. On to the next thing. This is all the time we got in here. Oh, but there's one last thing I want to show you. Don't worry, you can keep your eyes open for this part. Billy takes your hand and starts leading you through the store again. Come here often? Kind of. My parents brought me here all the time when I was a kid. Whenever we'd need fun, cheap stuff. This is the go-to. Last stop for today, though. They stop in the aisle of party wear, paper plates, plastic utensils, and themed glasses, etc. Planning a party? Not exactly. What I wanted to show you was... Aha! This is kind of funny, don't you think? They gesture to the bottom shelf, which is partially covered by a rack of dangling Halloween costumes. You crouch down to look and move the costumes out of the way, revealing a section of strange-looking shot glasses. Some barely look functional, their designs interfering so thoroughly from their supposed functionality. How'd you find this? I was just wandering through the store with some friends and we found it. What a gem though, right? Like, look at this one! They reach for a glass at the far back. When they pull it forward, however, their arm bumps one of the glasses in the front and tumbles to the ground, shattering on the floor. Oh no! I'm such a goof. Damn it. Should we tell someone? Yeah, otherwise I'd feel bad. Here, can you stay here for a sec and make sure no kids walk into this or anything? I'll be right back. Sure. Billy leaves and returns quickly. A store clerk in tow. They point out the shattered glass and hand the clerk a dollar bill to pay for it. Sorry about that. After that, you two shuffle out of the quarter tree, with Billy offering an apologetic wave to the clerk that passes you with a broom on the way out. That ending was a lot more action than planned. Sorry. What you did back there was pretty cool, though. Breaking a shot glass because I'm clumsy? Yes, definitely that part. Why, thank you. Now, for the rest of our time today, I thought we could just, I don't know, walk around and talk. How's that sound? Sounds great. Cool. You walk through the parts of the mall you haven't seen yet, making small talk as you go. So your parents brought you here a lot? Yeah, but I come here a ton nowadays too. A lot of my friends are big fans of shopping, and I guess I am too, so we hang out here a lot. It's a good spot. Lots of variety, things to look at, people to make up stories about. People to make up stories about? Yeah, people watching, you know? Yeah, I get it. There's some interesting characters walking around here today. Shall we do some creative thinking? Sure, why not? Okay, how about that dude? Points at a middle-aged man with a bald head, long graying beard. He has a monocle over his right eye and walks with a heavy slouch, supported by a cane that looks like it was made of natural wood with peeling bark. Do you want to try or should I go? I'll try. Alright, the stage is yours. He's a former Olympic athlete. Wow, go Grandpa. But he was kidnapped and beat by the mob. Whoa! Twist! Did not see that coming. That's where the monocle and the cane come from? Yep. You're pretty good at this. Thanks. Alright, enough people watching for now. What's in the backpack? Oh! They slip the backpack off one shoulder and unzip so you can see what's inside. It's a bunch of snacks, granola bars, chips, candy, along with a few water bottles. You spot a small first aid kit buried at the bottom. Emergency kit. Ready for any situation life throws at me. That's a lot of snacks. Hey, never know how many people you might run into that in need of food or hydration. If anyone ever needs my help, they give the backpack 2 gentle pats. I got 'em. It's nice of you to carry that around. Thanks. Anything for my friends and the good people around me. Anyways, I think that's all I've got. Besides, it's getting a little late. So what do you think? I know we spent most of the time in the corridor tree, but like I said, backbone. This was getting cool, but the company was cooler. Wow, you're a charmer. I'm gonna have to step up my game. Maybe we could do this again sometime. Yeah, definitely. Awesome. I mean, cool. Yeah. I'll see you around then. See you. Bye. Alrighty, I know his was in the nighttime because that's when he talked about getting coffee. We set into the coffee shop for your rendezvous with Arjun just past 7 p.m. Soft music croons throughout the mostly empty locale, playing from speakers hung in the corners of the ceiling. We spot Arjun quickly. He's seated alone at a small table around the edges of the shop. A laptop and textbook are in front of him, and his fingers flick rapidly across the keys, even as you approach. A backpack sits on the floor next to his chair. You get all the way up to his table, but Arjun doesn't look up from his screen. It's then you see the wireless earbuds in his ears. If he's not going to hear me, Arjun looks up, eyebrow furrowed, before they slacken in recognition. They take out an earbud. He takes out an earbud and tucks it in his pocket before standing to greet me. Hey, there you are. Sorry, I was just in the zone for this paper I'm writing. Got a bit of respite from my parents by coming and studying here. Sorry for interrupting. You're good. Know what you want? Yeah, lead the way. Arjun gestures you ahead of him as you approach the cashier. Medium coffee, please. You drink coffee black? Plus cream and 2 sugars. Ah, there it is. I take mine black, but the taste definitely isn't the motivator. Just for the juice, then? Yep. Just need that fuel to get through all the stuff I need to get through. Taste is a non-factor. Arjun hands over a $5 bill for your drink and pockets the change. With the store as empty as it is, you wait by the counter and the drink gets handed to you within a minute. You make your way back to where June has his laptop and textbook set up to sit opposite him. He shifts his textbook onto his lap and moves the laptop towards himself to give you some space on the small table. He finishes readjusting by tilting the screen slightly downwards. So what exactly is this? It's a date. Okay, well, I don't know about you, but I didn't have many plans for this date. So let's start with the basics, shall we? Sure, that sounds good. How are you? As you already know. Well, Arjun, what are you studying? I'm shooting for law school, so majoring in criminal justice with a minor in history. Wow, you're aiming high. Yeah, it's a lot of work, as you can probably see. Arjun gestures to the textbook on his lap and the laptop in front of him. What about you? What are you studying? Art. Oh, cool. You're a big artist then. Do you do any cool illustrations or paintings? Nah, not really my thing. The pure design types then. Yep. Either way, that's pretty cool. I've always wanted to get into the creative field like that. Why don't you? My parents want me to be a lawyer, so that's just how it is, I guess. I don't want to disappoint them and all that. Anyways, he starts fidgeting with the pages of the textbook in his lap. Sorry, I just thought something for my paper. Do you mind? You're a busy college student, and you're doing very big stuff right now. So no, I don't mind at all. Arjun tilts his laptop screen back up and types rapidly. He pauses for a second, seemingly ruminating on a thought, before he begins typing anew. His fingers fly without pause for another 5 minutes or so, until he finally seems to remember your presence. Arjun rubs the back of his neck and tilts the screen ever so slightly downwards. Sorry, just, got in the zone for a second there. No worries, I get it. I can multitask, I promise. The deadline's just coming up real soon. Alright. Okay, cool. Arjun adjusts the textbook sitting on his lap. It stays open between you two. As he fidgets, he also adjusts the left earbud, which you now realize he hasn't taken out the entire time. Hey, what are you listening to? Oh, it's just some classical music. Helps me focus. Nice, classical is good. You don't mind, do you? I can take it out. Do whatever you need to focus. Say it nicely. Thanks. Promise, I can still hear you. Arjun gestures to his other ear, which is free of its earbud. The conversation slows a bit as Arjun fidgets awkwardly. So, get coffee with strangers often? Arjun chuckles as he types something else on his laptop. Not a common occurrence, believe it or not. I don't have time for coffee with strangers. See, what I'm hearing is I'm a special case. Yeah, guess you are. Silence stretches for a time as Arjun continues typing. Oof. Don't interrupt. He seems to enter a state of single-minded focus. Arjun doesn't speak again for several minutes, and you're left sitting in silence as he works. Don't interrupt. He keeps typing and doesn't look up. Huh? Do you want me to leave you alone? No. I like hanging out with you. I believe you, but right now it doesn't feel that way. Look, I'm sorry. I'm just so stressed. Arjun's shoulders slump, and he lets out a heavy sigh. Yeah, you get it. But I promise, focus will be 80% on you from now on. Maybe 70%. 60% on you? No, that sounds realistic. Hold me to that, okay? I will. Thanks. Now where were we? I know you're busy, but what do you like doing in your spare time? Well, I guess when I get a moment to myself, I like playing music and writing. What instrument do you play? I've been playing piano for a few years. My parents signed me up for lessons when I was young and I just stuck with it. Fits with the classical music, I suppose. You'd be right about that. Any other music? Any other instruments? Not at the moment, though. What? I've actually wanted to start learning bass guitar. Guitar players are hot. Just saying. But I don't know. I'm busy and it's not really... Bass isn't exactly the instrument of a scholar, if that makes sense. I disagree. Sure it is. Not really. How many lawyers do you know that play the bass? A lot, actually. You'd be surprised. Arjun laughs. Funny, but yeah, bass guitar isn't exactly the instrument that comes to mind when you think of the picture-perfect lawyer. Says who? He lets out a heavy sigh. It's just my parents. They're a little against, I don't know, rock and roll. I mean, bass is pretty cool. I know, right? But anyways, they're pretty against stuff like that. You want to respect your parents' wishes? Yeah, exactly. You get it. It does kind of suck, though. Anyways, sorry for bringing the mood down. Don't apologize. It's okay. Let's change the subject. So you write? Yeah, when I'm not studying, which is adamantly a lot of time, I'm writing. Why do you like it? I don't know. There's something really nice about turning your thoughts into words on a page. Especially when I get to write what I want to instead of have to. How did you start writing? My parents played a lot of audiobooks around the house, trying to really cram information into my brain. Oof, that sounds awful. Not a lot of fiction, though. I had to find that stuff myself. But I guess, ultimately, their plan worked. Sometimes writing can help with focus, too. Like, if I'm struggling with something, I go and free write for a couple minutes. No consistency, just stream of consciousness right onto the paper. I've lost many pages of notes to free writes when I'm meant to be working on assignments. What about talking with other people like we are now? Yeah, it turns out I'm not actually too great at the whole multitasking conversation thing. And hey, I know I said it already, but I'm really sorry about that, by the way. Better late than never, right? Yeah, I guess. Anyway, sorry for bringing the mood down. I had a good time tonight. Yeah, me too. Gonna stick around and keep working? Yeah, probably. Remember to take care of yourself. You got it. Good night. Good night. Maybe we could do this again sometime. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Cool. See you next time then. See you. With that, you take your leave and walk out of the coffee shop into the cool night air. Oh, the poor stressed boy. Not enough trust. Fine, let's talk. You're wandering around when you hear a soft sound of piano flittering through the air. Go investigate. You wander in the direction of the music. You eventually track the sound to the source at the small music room in the lobby of a nearby building. You glance in the window of the room and see Archie sitting at the grand piano, practicing. Enter. Hey, how's it going? Good, what are you up to? I'm just getting some practice in. What were you playing? Oh, nothing. It's just a little tune I was messing with. You wrote that? Yeah, but well, it's not that complicated. Yeah. That's really cool. Thanks. Play something for me? Sure, I can do that. Do you wanna... Scoots over on the piano bench and pats the space next to him. Go sit down. You sit next to Arjun on the piano bench. I'm a little nervous, so... Excuse any wrong notes. Arjun gathers himself for a moment, stretching his fingers and taking a deep breath before he sets his fingers on the keys and begins to play. The notes start gentle and slow, low chords on Arjun's left hand accentuated by floaty highs on the right. The flowing melody begins to crescendo, slowly gaining energy as Arjun's confidence grows. As he plays, Arjun's body moves in tandem with the flow and the rhythm of music, pushing and pulling, waxing and waning with the song. The song reaches its peak, Arjun's fingers flowing over the keys, both rapid and smooth in their dance. Eventually, his performance comes to a soft close as Arjun's fingers linger on the keys for a final moment before he wipes his hands on his pants, looking at you with a nervous smile. Hope you liked it. That was incredible. Thanks. Glad those years of lessons paid off. They sure did. Probably about time for me to start practicing, but thanks for coming in. Thanks for letting me listen. I haven't had an audience in a while. It was nice. Glad to be of service. Arjun gives you a shy smile as he gets up from the piano bench. Not enough time. Sure, let's talk some more. Arjun seems lost in thought, holding a pocket-sized notebook and his pen in his hands. Still, he notices you go to speak with him. Hey, Nikki! What's that? Oh, this? He holds up a notebook. Its plain black cover. You see a pen tucked in the front pocket of Arjun's pants. One of my professors gave me a weird assignment. What kind of weird? Like, go on a walk with a notebook kind of weird? Is that what you consider weird? Suppose it's not so strange. That's because it's not. It's a perfectly normal activity. Actually, maybe you can help me with something. Sure, what's up? So basically the assignment is to write a short story, and the other requirement is to make it a mystery. What class is this for? Would you believe me if I said it was a required class for my major? Yes. Well, clearly you know better than I do what it takes to be a lawyer. It's been pretty fun, though, so far. I rarely get time to write anymore, so having it be homework is nice. Anyways, what I could use your help with is figuring out some of the broader strokes. I think I'll be okay filling in details, but honestly I have no idea how to start this thing. So far I've got a character named Vince, but I could use your help with where it takes place, who's involved, those kind of things. Sure, I can do that. Cool. In that case, Let's start with the location. This will also decide the mood of the whole story, so choose wisely. Medieval castle, modern haunted house, or summer camp. Ooh. I like the summer camp. Arjun opens his notebook and jots it down. Got it. Next, the people involved, a family, group of friends, or total strangers. Friends. He jots it down. This is starting to feel a little like Mad Libs. You gonna ask for an adjective next? I think I got those covered. Final thing I need from you. What does the mystery center around? The most obvious thing would be a murder. Would that be too basic, though? Should I do something more unique? What about a different crime? What are you thinking? Kidnapping. Ooh, interesting. That could set up a lot of intriguing emotional stakes. I like it. Alright, I think that's everything. I guess this is kind of like Mad Libs, but I do have some stuff written out already. Let's hear it. It was a dark, stormy night. The camp was quiet, the only sound being pittering rain against the ground outside. Vince, the groundkeeper, walked through the campground, his clothes protected under the sopping wet raincoat and socks dry inside the heavy rain boots. The campers were all asleep, having gone to bed shortly after dinner when the pouring rain canceled the night's activities. He continued walking his usual sweeping route, taking mental notes of the areas he would need to return to for deep cleaning. The quiet has suddenly pierced by a resounding bang, echoing through the empty air. Vince quietly shone his light around, looking for the source of the sound, but found no visible culprit. He brushes the incident off, figuring it was some of the kids messing around in their tents. He wasn't too keen on busting up their fun tonight after an already ruined evening. Okay, and from there, the crime would be committed. Is his date in the day? His date is in the day. Fine. I'll go talk to Billy. Ooh. Nice. Date 2. The door of the library swings open with an unsettling loud creak, ushering the gazes of the building's inhabitants in your direction, muttering out, "Sorry." You swiftly close the door behind you and creep through the deathly silent rows in search of your cheery companion. Psst! Over here! You look at the general direction of the whisper, a wide smile breaking out on your face once you spot Billy, who was tucked away in a nearby dusty and decrepit corner. The leaning tower of books sits balanced precariously in front of Billy, casting a menacing shadow over them. The fragility of the stacked books makes you a little nervous. Welcome to my humble abode. I feel right at home, thank you. You're so welcome. Come, sit. You take a seat in one of the rickety chairs beside Billy before sliding one of the books off the top of the stack. Dad Jokes 101? Yes! What better way to get to know someone than to explore their sense of humor? Also, if you don't like dad jokes, then I'm afraid this isn't going to work out. Dad jokes are my livelihood. I see the vision, and I love it for you. Your sentiments are very appreciated. Let's crack one of these bad boys open. Alright, I'll give you the honors. With your blessing, Billy takes the book from your hands and cracks it open. They cough a little bit from the dust that falls from the pages. After waving your hand in front of them to dispel the dirt clouds, they place the book flat on the table and slam their hands against the edges of it as if the information in it was the cure to cancer. Who knew a college library would have so many books on dad jokes? Right? It honestly kind of shocked me. The librarian did look at me like I was crazy when I asked where they were, though. Billy flips to one of the first pages and points to the donation ink stamp. Shout out to this dude for donating this dad joke book. Thanks to him, that we can enjoy this blessing. So true. We gotta show thanks to those who came before us. Yes, sir. Now, let's get into it. Let's do it. I'm glad you're as excited about this as me. Dad jokes are cool. You know, some people would disagree. They call dad jokes the bottom of the barrel, but I disagree. But you, I'm so glad you see it my way. This is why I think you're cool. I like to think my coolness exists independently of you, but I'll follow along for now. Gosh, that is very cool of you. We should take a crack at these jokes before your coolness shrivel's up and dies. Doesn't have much time left. Oh, how much time do I have, doctor? How much time, my patient? We have to work quickly. Billy dramatically raises their forefinger and plants it into them, just below the first joke of the book. Like a child learning to read with the enthusiasm in the world, they practically announce the first joke to the entire library. What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? A wide smile breaks out on Billy's face as they look to you expectantly, waiting on the edge of their seat for your answer. You take a moment to think about it, but no suitable answer comes to mind. I have no idea. After taking a moment to compose themselves, they cleared their throat. Billy excitedly reveals the answer. You call it sophisticated! Yeah, indeed. In response to your outburst, the librarian whips her head around to give you two the most nasty look and a loud shh in hopes you'd be more quiet. You immediately slap one hand over your mouth, trying to muffle your laughter while Billy does the same. They grab your arm and shake it while trying not to die from either a lack of oxygen from laughing too much or death by angry librarian. For a moment, the two of you regain a shaky composure and slowly sit up. You're keeping eye contact with each other. You take deep breaths in and out, trying to keep yourself from laughing more. Okay. I think we're good to continue. Billy makes her eye contact with the seething librarian once more and quickly looks back at you. Quietly. We're going to continue very, very quietly. Billy clears their throat and turns back to the book, placing a heavy finger on the second joke. Before Billy can even begin to read the line, the two of you are interrupted by the looming figure behind you. A finger taps Billy's shoulder as they turn around to see their shoulders slump a little. Oh, hey! You? Oh no. You turn around to look at the stranger who interrupted your date. Your eyebrows furrow in annoyance despite your best half-hearted attempts to conceal it. Choosing to ignore your death glare, the stranger turns to Billy and places a hand on their shoulder. Hey, I'm glad I was able to find you. Do you have a minute to talk? Billy steals a quick glance in your direction after seeing your incredibly displeased expression, stifles a laugh behind their hand, and turns back to the stranger. Not at the moment. Sorry about that. Is it some kind of emergency? Stranger shakes their head. No emergency. I just wanted to talk to you about the, state of your car. The confusion triples, and you look back to Billy for some sort of explanation, but Billy avoids your glaring look with a little grace. The vomit? I don't care about it, really. It's no problem. I signed up for the job, after all. Can we talk about this later, please? It's fine. Are you sure? Because we all agreed to chip in and help you cover the cleaning costs. It was our fault. Billy shakes her head and hands fervently. No, I have to refuse. End of discussion. But really, I'm busy right now, so see you later. The intruder's eyes flit between you and Billy, and a knowing smile grows on their face. Alright, no conversation needed then. See you later. Have fun. The stranger nudges Billy's shoulder with their hand before strolling away, leaving you two with a slightly awkward silence. So what was that about? What was it? Whatever that was. What was that about your carpet? Oh, there's a little accident the other day. Someone kind of threw up in my car on the floor, so we were just figuring out what to do about that. Your sinks. I would have demanded compensation on the spot. The shoulders visibly drop again as they struggle to maintain eye contact. They laugh weakly and shrug their shoulders. Not really. I'm just the mom friend, you know? It's my job. Oh, honey. Often doesn't mean you let people vomit in your car for free. Let out a pitiful chuckle and turned back to the dad joke book in front of them. It's fine, really, I promise. It also doesn't mean you should refuse someone else's help to help fix their mistake. An uncomfortable silence passes between the two of you for a moment. As you assumed, Billy tries to find what to say next. I don't really know if it's your place to tell me what I should and shouldn't be doing with my own problems. What just happened? As if on cue, Billy's mask cracks abruptly, nearly startling you out of your seat. Your eyes slowly follow the next hatches up from the bottom right side of their face to the focal point of their mask. Letting out a huff, you close your eyes for a moment and calm down. Frustration bubbles up inside you, followed closely by disappointment as your mind scrambles for words to say. Blinking a few times, you gaze blankly at them, your lips pressed together in frustration. Another awkward silence descends upon you two. In theory, Billy is right, and you're sure that the advice was the last thing they wanted to hear at the moment. But it doesn't stop you from wanting to offer your help, though. Billy, Can we get back to the jokes, please? I don't want to get into anything else but these jokes right now. Alright, if that's what you want. Billy sighed once more. Thank you. They turn their attention back to the book lying in front of them and stare at it for a few moments. On second thought, I can't do this right now. I have to go. What, you're leaving? Yes, I'm leaving. I'll see you around. Billy slams the dad joke book closed, places it on top of the leaning tower before scooping them up roughly. I'm putting these away. I'll see you later. Billy, wait. Billy lets go of another sigh, most likely to indicate they're done with your shit. Yes, what is it? You were right. I'm sorry. I did overstep my bounds. Glad you noticed. You can still hang out. I'm sorry I ruined the mood. Billy presses their lips together into a thin line, not really feeling it. Look, I'm not mad at you, okay? I'm just tired. Really, really tired. We can hang out another time. I want to show a crappy side of you right now. Billy swings her backpack over one shoulder and grasps the straps tightly with both hands. Oh, see you later. Okay, see you later. With that, you watch Billy's back as they walk out of the library. Dad? Much to your surprise, you arrive at the park first. The warm afternoon breeze and deep orange tones of the sun make for a calming scene. In the distance you hear shouts of joy from children, marveling in awe at the ducks in the pond. Any stress from earlier in the day just seems to melt away as you stand against the railing of the lake, taking in the view. Finger taps your shoulder gingerly, and you turn around. Archie, it's good to see you. He laughs softly, moving to stand against the wooden railing beside you. He leans against the top of the railing with his arms bent as you notice his movements contrast the soft tone of his voice. Arjun's stress is clear in his every rigid movement, though he's clearly trying his best to hide the fact. Keeping his eyes trained on the murky pond water in front of you two, he speaks again. Good to see you too. You're here early. Hopefully you didn't have to wait too long. Not at all. I'm glad. Sorry I was late, by the way. I was grabbing something. What were you getting? Arjun lifts a bag of bread proudly. So we're gonna make these ducks explode. Standing upright again, wordlessly, he pulls a chip off and hands it to you, letting it unravel itself. Once the bag fully opens, he takes the clip from you. Oh, that was clip, not chip. Oops. And tucks it into his pocket. After a short stint of silence, he speaks again. For the ducks, not us. They do deserve a little snack. They do, don't they? Here. He hands you a slice before turning back towards the pond, his shoulders finally relaxing. How are the little guys doing? He gestures towards the ducks, some hanging around the water, while others linger where the two of you sit. Oh, you know, ducks being ducks. Hang around ducks often enough to get a read on them? I mean, you're the one who asked. You're right, I guess. I don't really know how to read ducks either. What do you think they're thinking about?
Invasion of the city. All part of the evil duck plot. Should we warn the people? Nah. We'll just leave them to suffer the duck incursion.
Yep, I ran off. Just the two of us.
Oh, well the running off part does sound appealing. They probably wouldn't believe us anyways. You're right. Prophets of the apocalypse always go ignored. Anyways. How's your day so far? It's been pretty good.
Though, I will admit meeting up with you has been on my mind most of the day.
How on earth did you get anything done? It's a miracle, I know. But it was pretty boring, to be honest. I just went by the grocery store. Oddly long line. I think the clerk was giving me a bit of a weird look. Probably because I just bought bread and nothing else. Maybe they were checking you out? Somehow. I doubt that. I think I got a chance, though. Flexes jokingly and awkwardly pulls exaggerated faces and poses. Despite the obvious exaggeration, you see a fair amount of hidden muscle beneath his shirt. Admire the view. He misses you staring and you see a deep blush creep onto his face. Anyways, the grocery store was fine. Don't be embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. Sure. You're a flatterer. Flatterer at your service. Gives you a small grin. I'm glad I could help you relax a bit. You seem a little stressed. Gently. He sighs, placing a free hand on the back of his neck as he rolls it. Yeah, I suppose you're right. You know how things are. Sorry, I hate to rant to you again. It's alright. I don't mind. Falls silent for a moment before sighing once again.
He shifts his weight onto the other leg and tosses a piece of bread into the pond, watching the almost angsty quietness as the ducks begin to crowd around the bread. Shakes his head before turning to you. Sorry, this is supposed to be a fun hangout, and yet here I am again, weighing things down with my problems. You can tell me what's bothering you. Archer fiddles with the plastic of the bread bag for a moment, seemingly trying to find his voice. Let's sit. The two of you walk to a bench a few feet away, sitting facing each other. Archer pulls his knee onto the bench, slouching his shoulders slightly. So my parents came to visit me for a few days. As I'm sure you know, since I've talked about them so much. Arjun laughs pitifully and awkwardly as he stretches the back of his head, mostly likely searching for what to say. Before my parents left, they said something kind of that shocked me a bit. It wasn't necessarily surprising, more jarring, I guess. They made a close comment about how I relaxed too much, that I wasn't at home. How I was so much hard working in high school. He laughs again, even more pitifully this time. I don't know if I'd ever been so frustrated with them before. When I got into this school, all they could talk about was how proud they were of me, what around bragging to all the other parents about me. And now that I'm here, living and working on my own, figuring out how to exist without them, everything I do suddenly isn't good enough. Arjun clenches his fist, the bread bag crinkling noisily beneath them. He clicks his tongue and scrunches his nose in response. And I'm honestly kind of sick of it, but they're my parents, you know? What could I have possibly said to make them realize I'm hardworking without coming across as disrespectful? Listen quietly. Like these ducks. He nods toward the pond, ripping off another piece of bread and tossing it in. The ducks crowd around the piece of bread once again, nibbling in the general direction of the bread, while the others gather in front of Arjun, sitting, waiting for the next piece. What? Oh. Looks confused as he stares at the bread bag in front of him, his lips pursed as he searches for the words to explain how he feels. Cool breeze wafts through the air, beckoning an almost uncomfortable chill of what reminded you for the first time you met. Lost in thought, the two of you sit in somber, thick silence, watching and feeding the ducks. Another moment passes before Arjun continues speaking, his frustration clear in his voice. I don't want to be like these ducks anymore. Arjun, what's up? Can I say something? Shoot. I know it sounds hard, but you should try talking to your parents about this. And what? Get another lecture about how I'm talking back makes me ungrateful for the life they've graciously given me? No, that they're putting too much pressure on you. Explain that he's only one person, and that the things he's already accomplished are amazing. The fact that his parents seek more from him to the point completely stressing him out so far makes it unbelievable. Unable to relax without feeling guilty is not an unreasonable to ask of anyone. Take this time and put it into doing something you love. He should focus more on what he wants rather than what his parents want for him. You stress that connections are not. Managing and keeping an internship is amazing. Getting into this school is a feat all on its own. Pushing himself to do better because he knows he can already puts him a cut above the rest. With a heavy sigh, you tell him that he's working for his parents' goals, not his own. You should tell them that they can, in the most polite and loving way possible, fuck off. Arjun coughs out of surprise. So tell them to fuck off, eh? Yes, fuck off. But nicely. If you're doing your best without sacrificing anything, then you're doing great. Arjun sighs for the umpteenth time. I suppose you're right. Ugh, I know you're right, minus the explicit language choice. Arjun sits up right now, facing you in posture slightly more relaxed now. The sun setting illuminates his side profile softly as you two sit in silence. Soft sigh leaves his body. At the same time, a crack juts up the mask from the corner, clawing further upwards. A small piece begins to crumble and fall apart. The mask remains mostly intact, but a warm, fuzzy feeling fills your chest, and you can feel yourself light up. Interesting. Arjun whispers. Thank you. It's what I do. Confident, eh? Have you done this before? I know my way around some trauma. Oh, do you now? He laughs again. Thank you. Seriously. You make the solution seem easy. Simple, even. Glad I could help. I guess I've got a conversation to have with my parents, then. You do. You've got this. Glad to have your vote of confidence. I'm honestly not convinced I'll be able to articulate my feelings well enough to them, but I have a starting point, and sure as hell can try. Arjun smiles at you now, his death grip on his palms finally relaxing. You wonder how long Arjun has kept this previously undeciphered frustration inside of him, and you're glad you can help him through it. Something about you, or how you think, helps me decipher my own feelings. You're kind of magic. Shh, don't tell anyone my secret. Your secret? What? That you're magic? Don't worry. Your secret's safe with me. You're my magical fairy god person, therapist, combo. No one else's. God person therapist combo has a nice ring to it. I'm great at making up names, what can I say? Just make sure you credit me before you print your business cards. You nod with as much sarcasm as a nod can have. Absolutely, gotta avoid those lawsuits. Yeah, especially since you're gonna be up against me, you know, Mr. Lawyer Guy. Is that what's gonna be on your business cards? 100%. All I need is a nice jingle to go with it, and the whole country will know about Mr. Lawyer Guy. You propose he writes the jingle himself, and Arjun throws his head back with a bit of laughter. Alright, I see the vision. Combining my two interests, eh? Glad to know you've been listening. Arjun smiles as he rips off another piece of bread to launch it into the pond. Alright, you little bastards. Unfortunately, I gotta run. Let me guess, you got class? Bingo, right on the money. Bingo, right on the money. It's statistics, and I'm sure you've heard the nightmare stories about the professor. Gray Sr. actually begged me to not sign up for it. I'm very grateful you listened, because I'm genuinely about to pass away because of it. The workload is insane. Arjun stands up, tucking his phone into his back pocket as he holds out the bread bag in your direction. For you. How gracious of you. I know.
I'm just like that sometimes. He laughed, shaking his head. I'll see you later, then. You take the bag from Arjun's hand and watch as he walks away.
When is his next date? His is a night or day thing. Get back. Let's go check on Billy. When you find Billy, they're sitting down by a nearby bench, staring blankly at the table in front of them as their shoulders slumped and hands clasped together at their hands. They're pretty deep, bags under their eyes, and though they look tired, they don't look sad or uncomfortable. You approach them carefully, clutch a handful of dandelions behind your back as you picked on your way over. Your palms are sweaty, the stems of the flowers are cracked and weak, but you hope that would be fine. Things could go either very well or very horribly, and part of you feels there's no in-between. Once you reach them, it takes a few blinks before they look up at you. Their eyes twinkle for a moment, but quickly die down after a second. Oh, hey Mickey, it's good to see you. Hey, how are you doing? I'm okay. They don't say anything else, despite the end of their sentence hanging out. I think they had to say more. You brush off the awkwardness and build up the courage to fill the silence. Look, Billy, I'm sorry. When you finish your sentence, Billy's head snaps upward and looks at you fully. Huh? Repeat yourself once more, and Billy shakes her head. You don't really have to apologize. It's fine, I promise. This time, it's your turn to shake your head. It's not just fine. Explain that. After taking the time to reflect, you realize that you fucked up. That you shouldn't have tried to dictate how Billy lived their life, and instead just offered advice and kept your mouth shut. You reveal the bouquet of sweaty, bent dandelions to hold out for Billy to take. In response, they laugh a little. You ask why they're laughing during your very serious apology, and through a small fit of giggles, they answer, while I appreciate the gesture, the flowers are kind of, They gesture the flowers and wiggle their finger in a circle at the bundle in your hands. You've kind of lost all their wishy things through your grand reveal. You glance down at your hand and take a double take once you realize all the wishy thingies had, in fact, blown off their stems. Twisting your body around to look at the floor, you grimace on the spot of a small pile of dandelion seeds dusted across the floor. Oops. Oops is right. Oopsies, if you will. You turn back to face them and shrug your shoulders a little as another small apology. Billy tosses their head in laughter, clapping their hands as they slump back in the chair. Okay, that was funny. But, about that apology. You involuntarily grimace at the sudden thought that you might not accept your apology. But you hold your tongue for once and wait for their answer. Don't do it again. The telling you what to do thing. Your eyes widen, and you blink a few times in shock. Billy giggles once more, and then continues speaking. But yeah, I definitely did not appreciate you sticking my nose in my business like that. I understand where you were coming from, but I'm not a child, Mickey. You don't need to hold my hand and guide me through all my problems. But you were doing that for... I made it this far without you, and I can keep going on my own. You nod vigorously to show you're agreeing with him, but Bigsley lazily lifts a thumb up. Okay, we're alright now. Thanks for apologizing. I accept your apology. I forgive, but do not forget. Just don't do it again. Yeah? Promise. Good. Okay, we're all good. Billy takes a group of dandelion stems in your hand. I'll just put these in some water when I get home. Please don't. Why not? They're a gift you've given me. How could I not? Yes, they may just be sad, little stubby nubs, but aren't we all? Aren't we all stubby nubs? Yes. What do you think, all of us little stubby nubby people? Billy nudges you playfully, laughing as they do so. Okay, ultimately not sad, little stubby nub person. What's next? How do you feel about a round two of people watching? Yes, I love doing this. Yay, I'm glad. It's very interesting. Though I did tell them what to do, that didn't make them lose trust in me. So while I feel like it was the wrong decision to make,
It wasn't the worst one.
Now let's do this. Should I go first, or do you want to? You go. Give me first pick, huh? Well, get ready to step it up when it's your turn, because I'm about to tell you the greatest story of all time. Billy surveys the nearby crowd for a while before turning to you. Why don't you pick for me? Ooh, medieval gear. Definitely on their way to some kind of Renaissance fair. Looks like a master of sword fighting. Probably is. They're gonna compete in those old medieval weapon fighting contests. Ooh, I wonder what the prizes they give out. I've never been to a Ren fair, but it seems pretty cool. I'll go with you sometime. Sounds like a plan.
Alright, now it's your turn.
Go right ahead. Point out a pair to Billy and Alice. I do have one essential question before you start. Are they siblings or dating? Siblings. Alright, got it. Go on. He's in town to visit and she's showing him around. Okay, what's the twist?
That's not his sister. What? Who is it?
An alien shapeshifter. That is awesome. She's keeping up the act pretty well. What's the end game? She wants to be a movie star.
Oh,
No alien movies where she comes from. Nope, humans are the only ones in movies. Fascinating. Lucky us. Alright, I think that's enough people watching for today. That was fun. Okay, so theirs is just a night one. And this is a day-night one. Cool. Date 3. When you find Arjun, he's sitting with his elbows on his knees and hands clasped together in front of his face, clearly very deep in thought. Treat him like a normal... That could either go... Can I save at all?
why can't I save? Why is that not a thing I can do? Scare him. Jeez, Mickey, what was that for? Looks like you need a little help.
Arjun sighs lightly. Maybe. It's not a huge issue, though. I'm just thinking about my clothes.
Your clothes?
Yeah, I just realized that my wardrobe my whole life has pretty much been determined by what my parents thought I should wear, not what I wanted to wear. Hell, I think half my closet is stuff they bought me or I bought with them.
Shopping time?
Maybe? Where would I even go for new clothes, though?
The mall?
Oh, right. To the mall we go. To the mall, I guess. By the time you arrive at the mall's entrance, there's already a small crowd hustling through the courtyard, weaving in and out of stores. The murmur of a small crowd goes beyond the glass. Double-door entrance gives the mall a lively feel. It looks like things are already busy here. Arjun looks away and shifts in place in front of the double glass doors. Let's head in. You grab his hand and march to the front doors. A rush of cool air from the air conditioner brushes over the both of you, sending goosebumps running down your arms. Both of your shoes squeak almost jarringly against the glossy floor as you make your way to the escalator. You turn to Arjun, who's standing on the step below you and wave arms excitedly. It looks like you're almost more excited than I am. Wardrobe overhauls are exciting. In general? Or are you excited for me? Of course I'm excited for you. So, where to first? The two of you jump off the escalator and glance around at your options. Well, what kind of style do you want? I'm just thinking for a moment. Well, maybe something more relaxed. By more relaxed, you mean... I'm tired of wearing sweater vests and dress shirts all the time. It's hot. You throw your head back in laughter and take a moment to observe the options. Children, fashionista, nerdy. We could check out Hit Topic. You mean the emo store? Your mouth opens to a gasp. It is a weeb store
But they have good non-weeb clothes. Arjun looks at you incredulously. Just a quick peek? Alright, I'll give you a shot. A shot is the key phrase here. I make no promises. Full steam ahead, non-Ebo, non-weeb man. You head over to the ominously black-pitched color store with the words Hit Topic written in bold, illuminated white letters. Store attendant stands behind the counter, completely immersed by their phone, as they mumble a greeting without ever looking up at you. Welcome to Hit Topic. Everyone is a Hit Topic. They wave a hand lazy in the general direction of the back of the store. The sales stuff is over there. Arjun presses his lips together to suppress a laugh. Let's go to the sales stuff. Two of you shuffle towards the back of the store, towards the rack marked sale with the flimsy, bright orange construction paper sign. The sale items consist mostly of obscure references, stained or stretched out clothes, and overly graphic, cheesy graphic t-shirts. You pull a shirt off the rack that has a cup of coffee with eyes and a smile. Coffee is my bestest friend written on. This is the perfect shirt for you. It'll look great. This time, it's your turn to press your lips together and stifle your laughter as Arjun looks down at the shirt. He pauses for a moment before looking at you. This is the last thing I'd ever expect to find in Hit Topic. It's a match made in heaven. And what if I get it just to show up to her next day and get flocked by people asking for my number? I'll obviously look irresistible in it, so are you prepared to fight for my affections? I'd fight the entire world if I have to. You're really convincing me here. I can practically feel my ego inflating. As your ego should. You might as well be the only guy in the room while you got the shirt on. Alright, keep talking. Oh look, it's only $12. $12? What a steal! Arjun laughs as he drops the tag. I have to get it now. A necessity, even. You're so right. Coffee is my bestest friend, and I need the whole world to know. Well then, what are you waiting for? I'll only be a second. You follow Arjun to the cash register and fiddle with the candy-holding fans while he pays for the shirt. A moment, his wallet, his back pocket, and shirt tucked into the Hit Topic bag, and the two of you duck out of the store. So anywhere else we should check out? What about Never 21? They have a men's section? They do. I've seen it. Oh, are you a freaking pursuer of Never 21? Maybe. Arjun laughs. Nothing to be ashamed of. I'm just a little surprised, that's all. Lead the way. Never 21 is practically filled to the brim with preteens and teenagers of all ages. Chatter overpowers the song covers playing over the speakers. Both of you shimmy through the small crowds towards the escalator in the back and towards the section marked men's with a half-broken sign. The row of LED lights do no justice to the outfits on the mannequins, though you somehow doubt they'd look better in regular lighting. Can be a good store. I trust you. Something tells me, though, the jackets might be the most reliable articles of clothing here. To the jackets. With the two of you in agreement, you split up to hit the two jacket sweater racks located on the tallest mannequins. You shuffle through the few options quickly, cringing internally at some of the less favorable graphic art details, and quickly brush them to the side, desperate to get them out of your sight. A few more jackets later, you come across a dark gray, almost black-colored jacket. As you hold the shoulders between your fingers, it's clear that the jacket is of higher quality than the ones towards the left of the rack. Grabbing a hanger, you pull it out to see the full length. Hey Arjun, this one's nice. Let me see. It's actually really nice. I like it. Good eye. I have to share my talents with the world somehow. As you should. The whole world should know of your impeccable shopping abilities. If you posted this on Click Clock, you'd be famous in minutes. Well, I try. Come on, let's go pay. I think we've got a winner. To the cashier. To the cashier. Both of you would descend the escalator and make your way through the last open spot of a long, curved checkout line. Cashier's mover, slowly, but you're out of there in a short period of time. I think that's good. Oh, really? Sweet. I think we got a pretty decent haul. Arjun looks up to his reusable bags carrying his new clothes and shakes it a little. All done. We should head back to your dorm so we can finally take off that sweater vest. Arjun pauses for a moment, laughs slightly. Right. Do you want to go sit by the fountain and talk for a bit? Yeah, sure. The two of you walk over and sit down, bags so close. Sit down at your feet.
You sit in comfortable silence for a bit, both relaxing from the walk around the mall. And Arjun turns to you suddenly serious. Hey, I wanted to tell you something. So, I may have called up my parents after a talk at the park. How'd that go? It went surprisingly well, all things considered. What'd you tell them?
Well, it wasn't exactly what you said, but
it was something along those lines. I basically told them that I was an adult, my own person, that I was going to start taking charge, making my own decisions. And that if they weren't okay with that, they'd have to learn to be because I was making my own way, no matter what they said.
Damn, Arjun.
Yeah, that was about my reaction too once I hung up the phone. Needless to say, they weren't too happy about it. What'd they say? More like what they didn't say. Or yell, more like. I think it's going to take a while for things to be okay with us again. They need time, and the space will be good for me too. Do you think I made the right decision? How do you feel? I feel good. At least I think I do. There's a definite weight lifted off my chest. It doesn't feel like they're breathing down my neck every second anymore. It's like I can finally breathe on my own again. As if to demonstrate, Arjun closes his eyes and takes a couple deep breaths. What starts as slightly shaky exhale stabilizes until he's breathing calmly. With one strong exhale, he watches the small cracks of his mask begin to splinter further. Porcelain slowly fractures inward as Arjun breathes, cracks forming in time with the rhythm of his lungs.
Its breaking finally subsides, leaving several new cracks in Arjun's mask. Though it remains intact. This is huge. Thanks. I couldn't have done it without you, you know? I don't know if you know this, but you're a really great person, Nikki. You flatterer. You deserve to hear it. Seriously though, thanks for the advice, and for this. He shakes the bag of new clothes in his hands. You should come over sometime. Maybe we could go through my closet together and put these bad boys in there. I finally get to see your apartment? Yes, is that weird? No, you're just making me feel special. Oh god, okay, time to stop. I'll see you soon then. See you soon. Alright, bye.
His next date is in the daytime. Cool. Cool. With everything that's happened with Billy, I'm pleasantly surprised to see that we haven't lost trust once. Hi, good to see you. Make it a few minutes early to the beach where you and Billy plan to meet. You stand and wait for them, looking over every few seconds to see if they're approaching. Eventually, the scheduled time comes and goes, and Billy's still nowhere in sight. Wait a few more minutes. You decide to wait a few more minutes, assuring they're probably just running late. It happens. You keep waiting a little longer until it's 15 minutes past where you're supposed to meet, and Billy's nowhere to be found. Text them. You text Billy to make sure they're on their way and you send a message. Hey, you still on for today? You wait for a minute or so, but none comes. Call them. You try dialing Billy's phone number, it rings and rings, but no response. You decide to head over to Billy's apartment and find them. The short trip eventually brings you to their door. You hear some quiet shuffling behind the door, but it doesn't open. The silence stretches for a long moment before shuffling continues, getting further from the door. I know you're in there. I can hear you moving around.
Hear a few cautious steps approach the door before silence on the other side. Mickey? Yeah, it's me. The door opens and Billy pokes her head out. Hey, Mickey, what are you doing here? Are you okay? Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's all good. Just getting into the groove, you know? Sorry, I didn't give you a proper greeting. Billy wraps you in a big hug, squeezing you tight before releases you. It's good to see you. I'm glad you came by. Sorry I missed our hangout at the beach. I just got out with some stuff here. Here, come in. Billy opens the door wider and lets you step inside the apartment. They hit the lights and wince at the glaring brightness. Don't say anything. They lead you back to their room. The door is left ajar. Even before entering, you can see the room is a bit of disarray. Dirty clothes strewn about the ground and the bed left unmade. The comforter is bunched up and untucked and thrown haphazardly across the bed. Billy's laptop has been left open on their desk, the chair pushed several feet. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess. Billy sits down on their bed and pats the spot next to him, inviting you to sit with him. You take a seat next to Billy, sinking down a little to the soft mattress. They fidget with their hands next to you. So what's going on? A heavy exhale escapes through their nostrils. You really don't waste time, do you? He reaches over and grabs your hand gently, bringing it to their own lap, where they trace the lines with your palm and play with your fingers, giving gentle squeezes to each one. I don't know, I was just so tired. I haven't left my bed today. I just got up to let you in. Has this happened before? Maybe a few times. I don't know. How often? It hasn't been this bad in a while. Just getting out of bed has been hard lately. But that's normal, right? Let out a heavy sigh, weighed down by the exhaustion you've never noticed before. Or perhaps they've just never shared. Maybe I should go back to bed, sleep it off. No more sleep for you. What do you propose we do, oh great giver of wisdom? Have you eaten today? Nope, I've been in bed all day. Let's make you some food. You head in a small, compact kitchen and bring scouring the cupboards and fridge for ingredients. Billy takes a seat at the table, watching you with a tired, albeit amused, expression. There should be enough ingredients for you to make whatever you want, as long as you're not playing with your Michelin star meal. Help yourself to whatever since you're cooking for me. Which you definitely don't have to do, by the way. I just go back to sleep and not eating. It's fine. I'm cooking. Okay. With Billy's help, you're able to find the ingredients you need to scour. Fighters. With the meal decided upon, you begin cooking. Billy watches you move around the kitchen from where they're seated with a fond expression. Thanks for the food. Wait till you taste it. I have confidence in you, but this is supposed to be reassuring or warning. Reassuring, of course. Oh good, I was a little worried I had to look up the number to call in case of food poisoning. But seriously, thanks. You didn't have to do all this. So it was fun. In that case, maybe I should get you to come over and cook more often. You and Billy sit and eat together in silence for a bit. Silence pervades as Billy looks as stuck in their own head, a storm of thoughts behind their eyes. Want to play a game? You know I'm always game for games. What were you thinking? Rock, paper, scissors, but the loser has to answer a question from the winner. Okay, let's do it. Alright, ready. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Paper. Throws out scissors. Ha! Victory's mine. Now for your question. Looks away from you, fidgeting anxiously. What made you come over? Why not just, I don't know, send me an angry text for standing you up and going home? Or send me a text and go home? Why don't you go through all the effort? Is it hard to believe that I care about you? No, I know you do, but I don't know. It just feels weird that you had to come over at all. I should be able to handle my own shit, you know? I don't want to put my issues on other people and feel like that's been happening. You're taking care of my meal, which is just feels wrong. I shouldn't have episodes like what happened. I don't want to have episodes like that again. okay to feel depressed. It's not your fault. But it feels like it is. Why can't I just act how I normally do? Why won't my body or my brain let me? You don't have to pretend like you're happy all the time, you know? But I'm not. At least, I don't most of the time. It's been hard lately. I'm just tired. Tired of keeping up the energy all the time? I guess so, yeah. You should take a day off, do something fun. I do fun stuff all the time. But do you always do the planning? I guess I do. I'm used to it. I've been doing it for so long. It took a bigger toll than you thought. They nod slowly. It felt good, too. To keep it all up, make people happy. Sighs heavily and buries their head in their hands. When they lift it again, you see a few stray tears sliding down their cheeks. You see the splinters of their mask rupture further, the cracks fracturing new lines protruding further towards the center of their face. Billy's shoulders slump for a moment. You think the mask may fracture completely, but it doesn't. Wipe their tears. You reach over and brush the tears away. Billy lets out a few laughs or sobs, you can't really tell, before giving you a quiet thanks. God, it must be such a mess right now. You're beautiful. They look at you for a long moment, tears still shining in their eyes. Thanks for talking me through this with me. I couldn't have asked for anyone better to talk about this. Thanks for trusting me enough to let me in. Yeah, well, make it easy. Now are you gonna start cooking instead of talking with me? I forgot. Yeah, you kind of just been standing there. It's okay though. Conversation's been good. Starts cooking. Finally start actually doing things in Billy's kitchen. When you eventually finish, you two sit down and eat together, enjoying each other's company for a little while longer. When you finally decide to head home, it's with the assurance that Billy will be okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, theirs is also at nighttime again. And theirs is a day. Okay.
Date 4, let's go. You arrive outside Arjun's apartment at the time you scheduled together. You have no idea what he's planning for the two of you, just that it'll take a couple hours. You knock on the door and hear Arjun approach to open. Hey, Nikki, come on in. Nice. You enter the small apartment and are led to the barely qualifying living room that serves as the center of the space. Nice place.
Thanks. I wouldn't get too attached though.
Are you moving? Not exactly.
Well, you have my new clothes from the mall. I may have gotten back and bought a few other things. It's a small dining table, which houses a few plastic bags so you can see a few poster tubes sticking out. What look to be like glue bottles.
I was thinking we could clear out my closet and also redecorate my room and maybe dye my hair.
Dye your hair?
Yeah, I think it would be a cool change. Hell yeah, I've always wanted to give someone a makeover. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but be careful though, right? Of course. Okay. I wanted to dye my hair since like high school, so considering it's fulfilling my teenage dream. You're down to help me though, right? Yeah. Awesome. What about the cleaning out your closet? We got new clothes, so I figured we could clear out some of my old ones. And maybe burn them? Sounds good to me. Alright, awesome. So when we're done here, we'll head to the beach, and they have some pit fires we can use. So where should we start? We could start with cleaning out the closet, and redecorating my room, or dyeing my hair. What do you think? Let's clean out the closet. We'll clean out the closet in Arden's room, and look at the collection of dress shirts, fleece sweaters, and slacks. What, anything you want to keep? Arden looks at the contents for a moment, then grabs an entire section of hanging sweaters and tosses them onto the ground. It seems like a good start. What do you think? I mean, yeah, seems great. Glad you agree. Now, what's next? Pants, ties. He runs his hand through the section of clean pressed dress shirts. These all solid color patterned shirts. Do you want to keep anything? I guess I should keep some stuff for formal occasions. But there really is an abundance, so most of it can go. I want to start dressing like casual me, not formal me. Arjun looks back at the closet and points to the slacks. Mind getting rid of some of those from me? Grab the slacks. With Arjun's direction, you grab the slacks off the hangers and shove them into empty plastic bags on the floor. While you're occupied with that, Arjun starts tossing ties over his shoulder out of the drawer in the closet. Eventually, together you clean out the majority of his closet until it's mostly filled with the new clothes you bought together, with the rare item of formal wear. All done? Yep. Alright, what's next? Time to redecorate. The walls of Arjun's room are bare and devoid of life, save for those scattered academic and piano awards. You watch Arjun survey the space before setting down a bag of various posters and other decorations he bought. Let's do this. Starts ripping down old awards from the walls, crumpling them into paper balls and tearing them into pieces. Can you start putting those up? You don't have to tear them. He gestures to the posters he bought at the mall. There's tape on the desk. Put up the posters. You take the tape and posters and begin putting them up as Arjun tears down the old decor. When you two finish, the place looks completely new. Arjun raises his hand for a high five. You give Arjun a high five, a satisfying clap ringing through the air. Alright, what's next? Let's dye that hair. You head to the bathroom with Arjun. He brings the bottles of what you thought were shampoo with you and sets them out on the counter, revealing bleach, developer, and dye. Various brushes, an old t-shirt, saran wrap, and Vaseline are already set out. Maybe I should have done a bit of research. I may have done a bit of research to prepare. Can't hurt to be prepared. Exactly. Have you ever done something like this before? Yeah. Oh, great. Hopefully this will go semi-smoothly then. So sits on the stool laid out in the middle of the bathroom. You see him fidgeting nervously with his fingers. You step behind him, where he's sitting and put your hands on his shoulders and look at him through the mirror. It'll be okay. He takes a deep breath and nods. Let's do this. Okay. Should we start with the Vaseline? You're supposed to put it by my ears and hairline because the bleach gets on my skin. I can do that. Cool. You take a small container of Vaseline, twist it open, and begin carefully applying it around Arjun's ears and neck. He shivers at the initial coolness, but quickly relaxes into your touch. What's next? Next, we mix the bleach and developer. Arjun guides you through the rest of the process until eventually his hair is coated in bleach and his head is covered in saran wrap. That wasn't too bad. See? Smooth sailing. Always optimistic, aren't you? I trust in my abilities. Comfortable conversation continues over the next 45 minutes as you wait for the bleach to set in. Finally, the timer on your phone goes off. Time for the big reveal. You help with your hand, carefully unwraps the saran wrap from his head, and he turns on the faucet and sticks his head under the sink, washing the bleach out. When he's done, his bleached hair is revealed. That's some powerful bleach. We got it white and gray. Look at us go. Let's do this. You spend the next hour repeating the process with the hair dye that Arjun bought. When you finally finish, Arjun looks at himself in the mirror with a wide smile before looking back at you. Well, what do you think? Looks great. Glad you think so. You did a good job. Well, you did a good job sitting there looking pretty. Hard job, for sure. Look at him! He's such a cutie! That had to have taken forever. And the rest of the new look? It suits you. I'm glad. It feels a bit weird for me, too. But I think it's just because I'm so used to the stuffy sweater vest and slacks. Alright, what's next? I think we're ready to go to the beach. Alright, let's go. Before you leave the apartment, Arjun pauses at the door. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. Despite his words, Arjun fidgets a bit. looking back at his room and the bag of old clothes and posters in your hand. At your look of concern, he gives a steady smile. I'm nervous, but it's like a good nervous. Like when you know things are about to change, but for the better. Thanks for doing this with me. It means a lot. I've got you. After a few more moments of comfortable silence, you leave the apartment together, Arjun shutting and locking the door behind you. You make your way down to the garage, and each of your other hands occupied carrying bags of clothes, papers, and scrounged things to be turned to ash. When you make it into the car, you load the bags into the back seat and hop into the passenger as Arjun starts the car. He gives you a sheepish smile as rock music starts playing through the car speakers. So this is what you listen to when it's not classical. Hey, it's good. I didn't say it wasn't. You arrive at the beach just as the sun is about to set. Grab the bags from the back. Just as Arjun is about to reach into the back seat, you grab the bags. He rolls his eyes, but a smile tugs at his lips. Even the chivalrous one. He leads the way to this fire pits located at one end of the beach. The bags are set down by one of the pits. Looking at it, it's still filled with ash and a few leftover twigs that didn't catch from the previous users. Arjun stands around, looking a bit unsure on how to proceed, so I've never actually started a campfire before or anything. It's okay, I have. Nice, at least one of us knows what they're doing. So how do we start? Gather some kindle, branches, and some bigger logs if we can find them. Should be easy enough. Yeah, let's look for wood. Want to make this a little more fun? Used to just erase or something? Aren't you? Not quite. 5 minutes. Whoever can find the most fire-starting materials and bring it back wins. Alright, I'm game. Let's sync up phone timers so it's fair. You pull each other's phone. You each... My jaw's not happy with me. You each pull out your phones and set your timers. 3, 2, 1, go! Arjun takes off immediately, smile wide on his face as he runs along the beach, looking for any scraps of wood he can find. Kick off. You begin your search on your own, getting some distance from where Arjun is searching. Search by the trees. Unsurprisingly, you find a large log that will burn for hours. Tall grass? Several large branches. Move around at the same time, and your alarm sounds in unison. Alright, on time. Now, let's see who won, shall we? Damn, you beat me. Well played, Mickey. Well played. Since it's all figured out, ready to start? Let's do this. Working together with the wood and kindling you found, you and Arjun start a blaze within the fire pit. It starts small, but eventually the fire builds until the flames are rising out of the grating. What do you want to start with? Arjun grabs the bag with his old wall decor.
He takes out an academic achievement award from high school and stares down at it for a moment, then rips it in half and throws it in the fire. He holds out some old posters to you. I'm not doing this alone. Arjun looks at you expectantly. Throw the posters on the fire. A smile spreads across Arjun's face, and he watches as you throw the posters in before he joins back in. Grabbing the bag of old clothes and begin to toss them in. Eventually you're laughing together, passing old clothes back and forth, taking turns tossing them in the blaze. When he reaches into the bag for the last time, Arjun looks somberly for a moment. It's his orange vest, the one he was wearing the first time you met. Do you remember this vest? How could I forget it? Lots of memories wrapped up in one article of clothing. This was the first vest I ever bought for myself. My parents would make me wear it all the time, and once I finally started buying my own clothes, I went straight to the same shit they always made me wear. And with this, he locks eyes with you and gives you a smile. And you gaze with him, you see little chips of his mask falling off. I choose my own path. Tosses the vest into the fire. He reaches for you, wrapping the arm around your shoulders as you watch the fire blaze, smoke rising in the sky. In the silence, you look over at Arjun and watch his mask continue to fall away, piece by piece, the white porcelain drifting into the sand to join the ash into the flame. Oh, he's a cutie. Until eventually you're left staring at his uncovered face. Thanks for doing this with me. Thanks for letting me. It's kind of surreal to watch the past 2 decades of my life go up in smoke. Literally. It's still a part of me, and that's a good thing. That's up to you. Yeah. It was a really big part of my life. A whole 20 years. Change doesn't mean forgetting. You're right. Arjun smiles and pulls you in closer. God, what would I do without you? It's a good thing you have me. It really is. Mom, look at him! The two of you keep talking for a while when Arjun seems to remember something. Oh, before it gets too late. Grabs a bag sitting untouched from the side. You see a black rectangle case peeking through the sheer plastic. He hands the bag to you. So I may have bought something else when I went to go get those posters. Present? Yeah, for you. Here. Arjun fidgets nervously as you take the box out and inspect it. Go ahead, open it. The case is about the size of a notebook, albeit not quite wide or thick. Open it. You open the case. Sitting inside is a beautiful quill pen, complete with a container of black ink. I wanted to tell you, I talked to my advisor and I'm going to start the process of switching my major to creative writing. And my parents, they came around actually. Took a bit, for sure, and I think it'll still have to take a little longer. But they're learning to be okay with it. They want me to be happy, and they can see that this makes me happy. Considering you're most of the reason I have the guts to do any of it, I figured you deserved a little memento. Hopefully when you use it, you'll think of me. I love it. Really? You like it? Of course. Good, I'm glad. Can I kiss you? Arjun's face breaks out in a wide grin. I feel like I've been waiting for you to ask that for forever. So is that a yes then? He chuckles. Yes, it's a yes. Kiss him. You pull Arjun into a kiss and feel him smile into it. The two of you spend the rest of the night talking, huddling by the fire and watching the smoke rise into the sky. The next morning you set the quill and ink on your desk back in your dorm. Oh. That was really good. This game was so sweet. I related to a lot of it, so it was kind of hard to get through. But I love the concept. Now that's a last name. I love that. But yeah, this was a really good game. I'm glad I played it. I was looking for games on Steam and itch.io, and this one just kind of like popped out at me with the name of like Curtain Call. It kind of like pulled me back into like high school theater, because I was definitely a theater kid. I was theater president for a couple years, but this was good. This wasn't where I thought it was going, but I'm kind of glad it went in this direction instead. Oh, does that mean I can get the ending with Billy? Because I think we're pretty close to that. Yeah, because I think we're pretty close with Billy. So I think we'll get that. We're waiting outside of Billy's apartment, and I told you to meet at their place before the drive-in. Hopefully they'll be ready soon, but it's been a bit. Wait a few more minutes. You wait for Billy to check the door. A few minutes pass, and a few more minutes pass. After mindlessly scrolling on their phone, Billy opens the door. Billy's looking a little frazzled, but not upset. What's up? Sorry, it took a second. I was cleaning a bit. Come on in. Walk into Billy's place. It's almost shockingly clean. Looks nice, right? How long did this take you? I'm not sure what you mean. I spent a lot of time in this, you know? You okay? I spent a lot of time cleaning up for you, which felt nice, I think. When I was cleaning, I could focus on just the tasks ahead of me, not, my thoughts. It was a nice change of pace. Billy looks tired, but they're still trying to seem upbeat. Can I be honest? I stayed up all night cleaning. I'm so tired. I didn't have to do all this. But I care about you. That's why I cleaned up. Is that really why? No, not really. But if I say it is, will you pretend with me? I'm sorry, Billy. I know. Keeping up appearances is tiring, man. You should come first. I know, but it's hard. I just want everyone else to be happy, right? So even if I end up tired, I just want everyone else to feel comfortable. Willie looks away from you, avoiding eye contact. They take a deep breath and look back at you. I usually don't have anyone else to talk to about this. But usually when I'm stressed, I take a few deep breaths and just pretend to tell someone how I'm feeling. What do you think would help me right now? Let's take a step to breathe. No, deep breathing. Yeah, that works sometimes. Can we take some breaths together? Of course, follow my lead. Billy puts her head on her chest. It's warm and comforting. We both start deep breathing. Count out loud. We count out loud for Billy as they breathe deeply. They close their eyes as they hold their breath. Their eyes open back up when they exhale. Okay, your turn. My turn? Yeah, try it out. Feels nice. Breathe in. Starts to count for you. You understand why they want you to try it out. It's strangely comforting. You can focus on Billy's counting as you hold your breath. You feel a massive weight lift off your shoulders as you exhale. How was that? I felt nice. I try to do this when I remember it helps. Remembering is the hardest part. You think that breathing, which is like the thing that keeps you alive, would come naturally when you're stressed. But it doesn't. Suddenly you're hyperventilating or holding your breath or, hey, deep breaths. You take a few more deep breaths together. It's comforting and peaceful. That was nice. Thanks for sharing the moment with me. Honestly, thank you so much for being there for me. No problem. It's super easy to talk to you about stuff. There's other people too. I'm confused. What do you mean? Have you considered therapy? They look away. But that's scary. First step to growth is always scary. Yeah, it really is. They take a fortifying breath. You promise it'll help me? It should. What do you mean it should? If it doesn't work, it might not. That's not the guarantee I'm looking for here. It'll be worth to figure out what will work. Okay, I'll give it a shot. But if it doesn't work out, you owe me. Whatever you want. Yes, another trip to the quarter tree it is. Your face breaks into a vibrant smile. A new crack appears. Then another, and another. Suddenly Billy's mask crumbles away, revealing their smiling face. Aww, they're adorable. Right, so what's the plan for tonight again? We were gonna go somewhere. Oh my god. I totally forgot we were gonna go somewhere tonight. How could I forget? Now we're gonna be super late. You're fine. I completely forgot too. I don't think the show starts for a bit, so we should still be good. Hopefully. Billy whips out their phone and looks up something. They pause for a second, look up and put it away. We've got about 41 minutes to get over there. What do you say? Alright, let's give it a try. Sounds good to me. Let's get going. The drive over is relatively uneventful, save for Billy shaking with excitement the entire time. After you two park, they immediately hop out and go grab snacks. A few minutes pass and they're back with 2 massive bags of popcorn. Ready for the movie? That looks like plenty for both of us. Both of us? This is all for me. Sorry. They can barely keep a straight face. Billy hands you a bag of popcorn, a mountain of kernels spilling as they pass it over. As they sit down in the car, they grab a handful of popcorn and pull out their phone. As they scroll, they pause for a moment and smile. What are you looking at? Can I show you something I've been working on for a while? Totally. Billy hands you their phone. I paint sometimes, not often, but it really helps me collect my thoughts. Billy shows you a painting they've been working on. It's incredibly lush and colorful, but you can't quite make it out what it's supposed to be. That looks incredible. Thank you so much. I worked really hard on this one. I think everything looks a little more cheery this way, more idealistic. Is this how you wish the world looked? Billy looks away for a moment. They pause to think. I guess so. I wish things in general were more vibrant, you know? Like, there's these bright colors in the world, but you don't see them that often. I wish things in general were more colorful. Everything is so gray all the time. That's not true. Then, where are they if you're around? You have to make them. How do I do that? Gesture at their painting. I don't get it. Billy, you already make colors. That's not what the world actually looks like. But you can make the world look like that. That's a lot for one person to take on. Then we'll do it together. Well, that seems a bit more achievable. Alright, so there's 3 movies playing in 10 minutes. There's a horror one called Matrimony's Massacre. 3, Let Them Eat Cake, called Private Eyes, and a rom-com called Rolling Initiative. Sounds good. Honestly, all of those sound great, but we'll go with Rolling Initiative. You decide to go to Rolling Initiative. As you pull up, the movie seems to have already started. On the screen, the characters are rolling 20-sided die, playing some sort of tabletop roleplay game. So that explains the title. It doesn't seem very accurate to paladins and palaces. But I'll give it a pass. Those 2 players are obviously falling in love. Already? It just started. They're clearly already super into each other. Look at their body language. Points up to the screen. A girl with comically large glasses is shyly looking at one of the other players. Isn't the point of rom-coms the whole thing will they, won't they thing? Not really. Then why are they so good? The comedic chemistry. True, the best kind of rom-coms are the ones that actually comedies. Bounce out the sappy stuff with a funny dialogue or something. The really funny ones are my favorite. Dating itself is so funny when you think about it. You just gotta vibe with a person for a while, then suddenly you're dating. Who decides when it stops being a friendship? I think you decide together. I like that answer. Figuring out the weird stuff on your own terms. Being able to make the decision is nice. Billy curls up on the passenger seat, laughing at some of the jokes in the movie. You and Billy sit and watch the rest of the movie together, chatting over some scenes and laughing over others. That was really nice, actually. Thanks for coming out and seeing it with me. That was a great time. Tonight was so fun. This is just what I needed. Thanks for letting me drag you along. Ready to head home? Yeah, that'd be nice. On the drive back, Billy falls asleep. Trying not to wake them, you drive carefully along the road back home. You drop Billy off at their place. As they leave the car, they give you a massive grin. One more time, thank you. Of course. They run into their door, leaving you alone in the car. Looks like they left some sort of book in their seat. It's a book of dad jokes that Billy was showing you a while back. You drive back home and head into your apartment. As you open the door, your phone vibrates. Feel free to keep the book. The next morning, you set the joke book on your desk and wait and walk in on the desk back in your dorm. Oh. That was a really cute game. And I'm sure Jody's story is just as impactful and everything. But I'll leave that to someone else to discover. I have the links to everything down in the description. Consider subscribing. It's been a cool week this week, and I have so much in store for you guys.
I'm excited for you guys to see it eventually. I'll see you in the next one, my loves. Bye.